Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sim Twins. I'm Bree, and today we are in Creative Sim, and we are actually going to do the Simmer Group Chat Challenge, and it is the Childhood Sweetheart Challenge. So the thing is, you make two toddlers completely random, and then you age them up into adults, and then you have them have a toddler together, which is pretty much, I think, the same as kind of the random genetics challenge, but we just call it the childhood sweetheart challenge, because like the whole story is that they're supposed to be like friends and stuff, and then they grow up and fall in love and all that good stuff, kind of like pretty much the boy next door, girl next door kind of story. So here we have our first person, our first toddler. I don't know why I said person. We have Giovanna Glenn, and her name was also randomized too. I just hit the randomized button because I'm really horrible at making names. So the rules of the random genetics challenge is pretty easy. You have to randomize everything, and you hit the dice 3 times for like each of the things. So for each part of their face, you do it 3 times, for their hair, for their clothes, all that stuff. So yeah, I randomized all the stuff 3 times or whatever. So here's our second sim, Jamar Salmon. Yeah, his name's Jamar Salmon. Also, just a really random name that the game gave him. But yeah, so this is him as a toddler. He has this really, really cute curly hair that I love so much. But this family is up on the gallery for you to play right now. Because for the challenge, you can, once they turn into adults, you can style them however you want. I only chose their everyday outfit, so all their rest of their outfits are random by the game, so they're pretty ridiculous. Sorry about that. I didn't go and change them all. But I mean, sometimes they the game picks up pretty good clothes. But sometimes they don't. But here we are, just randomizing his toddler clothes. He had a very green theme going on. As he got older, I don't think he kept the green theme, Jamar, but he was a fussy child. And Giovanna, she was, oh my gosh, I don't remember what she was. She was clean. No, wild. So we have wild and fussy. So yeah, that's how that worked out. Anyway, this is him as he grew up, Jamar. So yeah, so I originally was gonna stick with one of them just to do, or just like make them all in their different stages and like go back and forth. But I was like, I'll just do one all the way through. But his aspiration became motor as he grew up, and then here's him as a teen. He has I think he has a creative trait and the cheerful trait. And then I actually chose his aspiration by doing, hey, pick a number between however many. So he got super parent, I think. Yes, super parent. Yes, that's what he got. And then here I am randomizing his hair. He has those dreads. Oh my goodness. Which, I mean, I think are fine, but I just think it looked kind of weird on him. So like when he became an adult, I did change it, and you'll see that. And then now he's got like this thing about purple. I don't know. Like the game was giving me like such weird options. Like they weren't too bad, but just like definitely not stuff I would typically choose. So here I am turning him to a young adult. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, young adults and adult or teenagers look too much alike. I mean, yeah, they do, like with the height stuff, but if you actually like look at their faces, the teen's face actually looks a lot different than the adult's face. And like I noticed that when I was switching them between the two ages, that like the teen's face is much more rounder. It's not as slender. When they become young adults, the face definitely does slim out some, and just like the shape overall just kind of changes with the face. So I thought that was a pretty interesting note. Here we are giving her a trait. She gets a bookworm. Giovanni, her first trait. Giovanni, that's the name of the Team Rocket boss, But anyway, Giovanna, she is a bookworm, and she was a social butterfly as a kid. But yeah, anyway, okay, so if you're just like playing the game randomly, just doing whatever, just regularly playing it, I think it is hard to tell the difference between adults and young adults and teens. It is hard because they're kind of all the same height. But as you'll see here, when I'm on her face and I switch to her as an adult, just watch, like you can see the change. And as she becomes a teenager, we choose her aspirations the same way that we chose Jamar's. She actually got fortune. So and she became I think she became a foodie. No, she was athletic. Oh, okay, we chose athletic and bookworm. But anyway, yeah, like you can tell that there is a difference in their faces. So I haven't really noticed that before. I just thought they like, oh yeah, they look too much the same. And I think like definitely maybe their height needs to be a little different. But also I feel like it's okay. See right there, when the change is there, you could tell that there's a change between her teenage face and her young adult face. But I think the real problem is that they're trying to cover so many ages with a teenager because teenager starts from 13 to 18. And when you start out when you're 13, you look nothing like you do when you turn 18. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but a lot of people do not because there's this thing called puberty and puberty hits during that time. So I think it's really hard for a game to really encompass like like a range of ages. I think it's just hard to do. Um, and also then like I have a problem with like there needs to be like a stage in between kids and teenagers. Like there needs to be like preteen age because the children and the teens look so much different, obviously, but it's like such a huge drastic difference going from being a child to being a teen because it's like okay, here I am a child. I mean, the child look like they what like maybe 7 is maybe what their age is, 7 or 8 is when they base up, and then they become a teen and it's like they age 10 years to be like 17, 18. So it's kind of weird. But I think that they just chose what kind of age they wanted to represent for each life stage or whatever, and that's just what they had to choose because there is a lot of work with doing all the different animations, all this kind of stuff, and like being able to customize their hair and all that stuff. Like there's a lot of animations that have to go into all this, which I don't really know much about animations, but it's crazy. I would not have to like go through and recode all the animations for the different type of hair, different type of clothes, all that kind of stuff. So people that do that, like, I commend you because that is awesome. Anyway, there was her finished look. We'll go back and look at her in a second. But anyway, here I'm fixing up Jamar. I took off his glasses. I kept his hair because I kind of like the whole man bun in the back with the shaved sides. But here I am giving him more of a classier look. His traits are romantic, cheerful, and creative, and he wants to be a super parent. So he's kind of like the perfect guy, honestly, I think. So I kind of gave him. I thought those pants were like fancy pants, but they're actually more like joggers or something. So I was like, no, no, no. And then these pants, you can see the underwear. So I was like, no. So I have to give more of like I give more of like a business, like everyday type business style. But I feel like in this family, Jamar, he would be a stay-at-home dad, and I just think it's because he wants to be a super parent. So I feel like he would want to stay home with their child, and that Giovanna would be more the ambitious. She's got the money, whole thing. She wants to have a lot of money. So I think she wants to be like a businesswoman and stuff. So she would be like in the business career probably. And in here we're creating their daughter. So I was at first I was like, well, I need to make it a son or a daughter, and I was kind of confused about that. But anyway, I randomized the daughter 3 times, and then but then I aged her down to a toddler because technically it's supposed to be a toddler. I've been seeing some people like showing what they look like as teens, but I didn't. So, and then again here I was doing the whole random like 1, 2, 3, like trying to do the random just to see what it would get, and then I end up going and changing it. And then I think she got wild too. So she's wild. Like I think her mother was wild too. I think her mother's wild. I swear her mother was wild. Anyway, here I am just changing her last name to match her dad, and then she gets the name of Amira, which if you guys have watched Mira Ray, her main character, Princess, soon to be Queen Amira, that's her name. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, but anyway, here I am changing up her outfit. I'm not really sure what kind of child she'd be. She's a wild child, so I think just like maybe she would be like pretty independent too and kind of do whatever. But then here I am changing her hair because this hair with the braids, it's custom content because it's based off. I think somebody created it from the style of when Strangerville came out, and I don't have Strangerville, so but I love this. I love the braided ponytails. Here I'm just changing her last name. I was gonna add Glenn to the end, but then I forgot how it's spelled. But then I realized how it's spelled. But anyway, they all have the same last name. That's their cute little family. You can download it in the gallery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!